Hey, we're back at the top again today with another useless video. And again, what videos of mine aren't useless? We all have our favorite Pokemon. We all know about mostly every Pokemon. But there are things hidden between the lines about the Pokemon we know and love. So many things that they become completely useless trivia that's interesting to hear once, but then you're thinking, enough, man, can we just get to the point? Please, you're just wasting my time. Why are you putting so many words in the script? Shut up! Jeez! Anyway, so today we'll continue a video series going over useless facts about every Pokemon line. Today we'll be moving right along with the next Pokemon line, the Squirtle line. Get your completely useless pants out and get ready for 10 useless facts about the first ever water starter in history. So we're gonna begin in the anime. It seems outside of the Pokemon content world, Charizard is super overrated. But in the Pokemon media, Squirtle is actually the overrated one. Throughout the anime's run, Squirtle is trained by the most main characters. Ash had one early on in Kanto, Johto, and the Orange Islands. May also trains one in Kanto during the Battle Frontier arc. Not only that, but it was also Gary's starter Pokemon, and Tierno trains one in the X and Y arc. That's 4 Squirtles throughout the 2+ decades that the anime has been going on. Quite the feat. Speaking of Gary and Ash, Squirtle was actually Ash's first pick between the 3 starters. Of course, we all know what happened, and who Ash ended up with, but I find it ironic that Ash's first choice was actually picked by Gary hours before Ash got to Oak's lab. Can't be sleeping on the job, Pokemon Master in training. After all these years, you're still in training? Get with it, man! Throughout Pokemon's existence, there's bound to be a few aesthetics changes to the Pokemon when updating them to a new generation's standards. However, it seems that Squirtle keeps getting this treatment. After Generation 1, where it was colored light blue, in Generation 2 it was moved to a darker shade of blue. I'm assuming it was due to the limited color palette. But when Generation 3 rolled around, it switched to a teal color. Odd how many changes Squirtle has had aesthetically. Now, with so many changes in the game early on, a change in later generations shook up the water type big time. See, Blastoise has had the highest base special defense of all water type starting Pokemon at 105. It held it for generations, until 2016, when in Generation 7, Primarina overtook it with a base special defense of 116. We're just eclipsing new highs with each generation now, aren't we? Back to the games we go again, and here's something that you might have overlooked. It's not Charmander who has the best time against the gym leaders, it's actually Squirtle, with good matchups with 3 out of 8 of the gyms versus Charmander's 1 out of 8 and Bulbasaur's 3 out of 8. It really does show. Wait, you're telling me Bulbasaur is tied with Squirtle? Okay, now hold on, let me get into more detail here. Squirtle's had a good matchup against 42 gym Pokemon, whereas Bulbasaur only has the upper hand against 36 of them. And that's why Squirtle shines the most in these battles. And once more, we have another great stat line for Mega Blastoise, though. It was the best non-legendary water type in regards to special attack at base 135. Add that on a Mega Launcher, and that's one powerful water pulse. Problem, though, is when I use the word was, and that's because when Pokemon Sun and Moon dropped, it came with Ash Greninja from the demo. Ash Greninja has base 153 special attack. So before Generation 7 came out, Blastoise had 2 of the best special attack and special defensive stats. But, you know, in this day and age, we're always trying to one-up things, aren't we? So, the story of the Squirtle Squad. It's quite the oddity. The Squirtle Squad was a group of Squirtle in the anime that would be a nuisance around towns in Kanto, stealing property, graffiti tagging things, and causing trouble for travelers was just a fraction of the trouble that they caused. But when Pikachu sustains an injury from Team Rocket, Ash needs their help. He asks for a super potion in exchange, and if he doesn't return by noon the next day, they would kill Misty. I'm not kidding. Japanese version of this episode is damn savage. Anywho, Team Rocket firebombs the squad. Ash helps their leader, which is denoted by a sharper pair of sunglasses, as all the members wore a pair. Eventually, the leader joins Ash, and the Squirtle Squad becomes Firemon, and after traveling with him throughout 3 different adventures, returns to the Squirtle Squad to help out with the firefighting. I kinda wish they could have helped us out in Generation 4 and 5 so we didn't get back-to-back-to-back firefighting starters now, huh? Even though the Squirtle Squad turned into firefighters, they cannot help another Squirtle from drowning. Why do you ask? Well, because they have no jurisdiction over the Super Smash Bros. Series. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Squirtle, who is 1/3 of the Pokemon trainer's Pokemon that he can use, can actually drown in maps that have bodies of water, like, for example, Delfino Plaza. That is kind of counterintuitive, since Squirtle is a water type. When it comes to naming Pokemon, people often look to Squirtle and think, well, it has a tail like a squirrel, and it's a turtle. It has to be named Squirtle, as in squirrel plus tail, right?
Wrong!
You had one good thing going before it got a little bit out of hand there. The tail has nothing to do with it. It's based off of the two words squirt and turtle. Squirt because it's a water type, and also because it's the first stage, squirt has been used as a term for kids. For turtle, well, that's just self-explanatory. And as for Kanto, it's the only water type started there. Wait, what? You were looking for a useless fact that you didn't know? Man, I can't you big people, can I? Well, in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, its trophy information is actually changed between regions. In the US version, it says, at the start of the Pokemon adventures, many aspiring trainers visit Professor Oak to choose one of 3 starter Pokemon. Squirtle's always a popular choice, with it being so gosh darn adorable. However, in the PAL, or European, version, it instead says, at the start of their Pokemon adventures, many aspiring trainers visit Professor Oak to choose one of 3 starter Pokemon. Squirtle is always a popular choice, what with him being so flippin' adorable. This is one of the numerous changes between regions Nintendo has made, but this one is one of the more minor changes. And with that, those are 10 useless facts that you probably will forget in a few hours. Wait, what am I doing in this room? Am I recording a video? I bet it was a useless one, and I think I'm doing the outro, so... what useless facts do you know about the Squirtle line? Which Pokemon should I cover next? All this and more if you want to comment below. If you enjoyed and want to climb to the top, go ahead and smack the like button as high as it can go, and subscribe to start the climb today. With that, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you back at the top later on, because that's how we do what? Yeah.